certainly show our age when a trip involves an airport, a layover, and a car ride. You're a good egg to do the trip out here to the Spokane Mountains. I'm glad you slept well. Are you ready for some coffee?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, it's great to be with you, Beth. Gee, I missed you. Bad enough with all the miles between us. The pandemic didn't help matters. Oh, look, it's snowing.
Oh, we'll have a white Christmas. I know how much you love the California sunshine, but I hoped there would be snow.
I will enjoy a white Christmas. Gee, it will be our first Christmas without Jane. I miss her so much. Sometimes I just can't believe she's gone. Oh, is this Jane's recipe? She baked prize-winning muffins, didn't she?
She was so good with so many things. Her amazing muffins, her surprise gifts, her quirky sense of humor and her jokes. And boy, oh boy, her pranks. Sometimes I feel as if she's still here, as if she'll walk through my door with that goofy grin on her face.
Oh, my dear sisters, I haven't left you completely. I'm still with you, just in a different way.
In a row. She was always so organized.
That's me, wonderful ducks in a row, Jane. Besides, I never forget the tradition we started so many years ago.
Remember the day Jane walked us to Murphy's? What were we, 6 and 3?
Yeah, something like that. It would have made Jane about 8, right? It took both of you to drag me away from the toy section. All I could think about was, if I had been good enough all year for Santa to bring me a chatty Cathy doll.
They were both so tiny. Beth could barely reach the shelves, the items on the shelves. I remember Beth still sucking her thumb. Oh, she was such a silly worrywart. Oh, how she hoped Santa would bring her that silly talking doll. And he did. And Tina had just started first grade. She was so smart. She wrote a letter to Santa without any help from anyone. I'm glad I found that letter so that Mother knew that she was waiting for a Mr. Potato Head. And Mother didn't want to disappoint her or take away her belief in Santa Claus.
That was the year Tess was testing to see if Santa Claus was real. Tommy O'Grady was telling everyone in school that Santa wasn't real. I didn't tell anyone about Mr. Potato Head. I sure was giddy when I opened the gift. No more doubting. I totally believed in Santa. And I told Tommy O'Grady didn't know what he was talking about because I had the proof that Santa was real.
Well, the way you spent hours playing with Mr. Potato Head kind of freaked me out.
Well, your conversations with Chatty Cathy freaked me out. That is, until the pull string broke. I, for one, wasn't sorry to see that doll muted.
You insisted on carrying your money to Murphy's. And once we got to the store, Jane and I had to pry the pennies from your hand.
Back then, I didn't want to part with anything, did I?
You were so tight-fisted with your money, all right. even though you had no idea what a nickel could buy. We weren't sure how much money we needed because we had no idea what our options were.
Murphy's Dry Goods was quite the place back then, wasn't it? The penny candy, and oh my, the string licorice and sugar daddies, and those necklaces made of candies. I loved them.
My favorite was the dot candies. Remember those? Tiny dots of different colored candies stuck to paper. Who knows what made them stick? Some kind of edible super glue, maybe? We'd bite them off the paper. What were they called?
Candy buttons. As soon as the Thanksgiving holiday ended, Mr. Murphy displayed the Christmas ornaments and knickknacks in front of his store. We just loved going there.
Come on now, let's open the box.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Oh. Okay, oh gosh. I can't wait to see. Oh, look at that. At that time of year, there was a wide assortment of gift possibilities. We spent a lot of time examining each item. Jane was the one who understood money. We had just under $2 in change. You saw them first. It didn't take us any time to decide.
I asked Jane, what does it spell?
I said Noel. It spelled Noel.
Jane knew the word because a third grade class had begun to decorate for Christmas, and they were rehearsing songs for the school's Yuletide performances. Gee, that's what they called them back in the 60s, Yuletide performances. Nowadays we say winter concerts.
Then I asked Jane, what does Noel mean?
Jane knew the answer. She always knew the answers.
I said it has to do with Christmas, so it's the perfect gift. I couldn't tell my kid sisters that I didn't know what Noel meant. I was 8 years old. All I knew for sure that it was a word we heard at Christmas time.
I remember telling Mr. Murphy we were buying the angels for Mother, and he guaranteed Mother would love them.
Mr. Murphy carefully wrapped each angel in tissue paper, and then he placed it in the cardboard box.
I still remember Mr. Murphy's smile as he counted our change. He removed the price stickers and wrote something in his receipt book. I wasn't even sure if we had enough money once the tax was included.
As we were leaving, Mr. Murphy gave us each a jawbreaker. It was so big I couldn't close my mouth.
I remember him as a very kind man, and a few weeks later on Christmas morning, when she opened the box,
Mother cried.
And what was it that Mother said?
She said, angels from my angels.
every Christmas, Mother displayed those angels on her mantle or on one of her bookshelves. Remember when Jane was in her teens and she rearranged the letters to spell Olin? I don't think Mother noticed.
And well, if she did notice, she kept quiet about it. Remember when Jane covered the N with an O from Mother's magazine and spelled Oleo?
Oh, Leo, now that was funny. Mother noticed and laughed.
And then the next year, I spelled L-O-N-E. You said it was silly, but I was so
Leon. It was one of us, of course, but we held a secret and never did figure out who started Leon. No one would admit to it.
As our family grew, our children, mothers, grandchildren, became the primary focus at Christmas time. The youngsters didn't care about those angels. Their focus was only on their board games and electronic toys. Over time, the angels began to chip and crack. It was almost an embarrassment to have them on display, but Mother insisted on keeping the tradition.
Mother would say, "It's not Christmas without my angels."
And sometime during the holiday, when we all were together, Leon appeared.
We all noticed, but no one ever spoke about it. And then for years and years, it was Leon. We never did figure out which family member was rearranging the letters, or did we?
After Mother died, we couldn't decide who would keep the angels, so we agreed to share them and rotate them between us.
Every year we did just that. Beth mailed the angels to Tina in California, and then during the year, Tina mailed them to me. Then I mailed them to Beth in Spokane. Whoever had the angels would host our Christmas holiday, and we'd do whatever it took so that we could all be together. So many wonderful memories.
It was always a surprise to receive the box because we never told each other when we mailed the angels. Once I received them in July and another year in September.
Back and forth they went for oh so many years. No matter work or family status, we kept the pattern. Beth, me, and Jane. Beth, me, and Jane. We never missed the year.
And traveling with our kids to each other's house for the holidays was grand.
There were times when I'd almost forgot whose turn it was. You know, of all the hecticness of every ordinary life, come to think of it, I had the angels the first year of COVID, and you and Jane couldn't visit. The angels remained in the Noel position that year.
Yes, it seems that Leon only appeared when the three of us were together. And then life took us on a new path. We were dealing with the pandemic, and I was no longer in remission, and I realized I would lose my battle with cancer. I packed the angels and addressed the label to Beth in Washington and set it on my desk. And well, damn, it all happened so fast. COVID on top of my cancer, and my life was over. But someone eventually came upon the package and posted it.
Well, now it's my turn to have the angels for Christmas. It's just you and me, Tina. We'll have a couple wonderful days together. Now, let's get going, sis. We have a tree to decorate.
Merry Christmas, Beth. I love you.
And I love you, Tina.
Merry Christmas, Jane. We love you.
I'd like to introduce my wonderful cast and crew from the left.
Ann Balch,